tired hands, one for the letdowns, all thanks to this old town, one for the
Hello guys, I'm James. I'm with the Fallout 10 Garage, and today we've got another car in service. The XKRS GT went in to get its annual service, and so you know what that means, another Jag car review. And today we're going to review the 2021 Jaguar E-Pace 250. So it's the base model. It's of course, all luxury SUVs come in at a certain level anyways, and I kind of like to review these because it's the cars that most people buy. So we're gonna go check that out. Okay, so the 2021 Jaguar E-Pace P250. It's a turbocharged engine, makes around 248 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 6.7 seconds, I believe. That's most of the numbers. The gas mileage gets in the mid-20s. Does okay. It's kind of a heavier SUV for the size. It's over 4,000 pounds. Wanted to go ahead and knock those details out, and then we'll just get right to the car itself. Some of the changes for the current model year is they've done a reface of the front bumper. New version now has some new LED lights with this double J blade, which has become a signature look for Jaguar. It's got 20-inch wheels, which are very cool. This car comes with the optional black package, so all of the emblems are black and a lot of the trim is black. As you can see, check that out on the back. So I mean, it's got a very mean, menacing look to it. The rear end, look at this rear end of the SUV now. It's got a very wide stance. It looks meaty, and for a small crossover, it really looks like it's got some attitude. I kind of dig the integrated exhaust pipes. I noticed when I was driving it, because it's been raining, is this does a really good job of keeping the rear windshield from getting wet, whereas the Audi that we've got over there, it's like everything that you drive through blows up and gets on the rear window, and it's always, the whole back of the car is always filthy. But let's take a look at the profile real quick. Very signature Jag. It's got the sloped nose over here. You can see the lines, and then the raked hood, and then the gradual decrease towards the back. I love the notch back of the arrow on the top. You got your little shark blade antenna, and then the chop back end with the big rear end. You can see that it does come with cameras all the way around. You can see the sensors on the bumpers, front and rear. There's your side cameras and your rear cameras. Even the tail lights have a cool profile and a really mean look to them. Of course, you've got the body colored door handles, body colored mirrors. All right, we're gonna get Melissa's first impression of the 2021 Jag E-Pace, the P250, which is the base model for Jag, but it comes pretty well equipped.
Beautiful interior.
Try it out, get in.
Like it's got the emblem.
Yes, and a matter of fact, look on the bottom left-hand side of the windshield. You see little cats?
Oh yeah.
Isn't that an awesome touch? But yeah, this is the refaced P250. It's black on tan is what I would call it. So it's a black exterior with the black package on it. All the emblems and everything have been blacked out, but it does have the tan interior. And you know, I'm really digging the tan interior because we have got a SQ5, and it stays hot in there, doesn't it? Because of the black interior. And I've been driving this for a little while. It's been raining and sometimes it's sunny, but it's been cooler, I think. So what do you think?
I like the tan interior. I like the inside.
Got a panoramic roof. Doesn't open, but it does light up the whole thing. Isn't that great?
Oh yeah. Wow.
Really does lighten it up. So it's pretty simple. Everything's intuitive. They have a new shifter that's a lot like the one in the Project 8 that we've got. Yeah, 11.5-inch screen here, a 12-inch screen behind the steering wheel. It accepts Apple CarPlay and Android. Yeah, aesthetically,
Oh yeah.
very cool.
Dials are cool.
Want to try the back seat?
Yep.
What do you think about the side step?
I like that.
I like the look of it. I guess you would actually use it, right?
I might.
Looks like it.
Yeah, I think I would.
Yep. Yeah, you don't see those on SUVs at all, you know?
No, I think that you would if you were.
What I've noticed is, because I've been driving it in the rain, is it seems to really keep the water from splashing up on the side and getting the car dirty. Go ahead, because you got the seat forward still, right?
No, I put it.
You moved it back?
But it's still plenty of room for me.
I don't know if that's saying much. So back here, we've got,
Seats recline.
we do have seat heaters for the rear seats, and it does have air conditioning vents and all. And yeah, the seats,
They might go back.
I don't believe they do. I don't believe they do. They will flip back. So there's buttons up here, but it just flips them back. That back. It's got your cup holders there. That's pretty standard with your armrest. And then this is a charging port in the center.
Yeah, it looks like, I don't know what this is, but it makes it look like it would flip back, but maybe it just means it closes.
I think those are tie downs for the child seat.
Maybe.
Yep. But yeah, it's adequate
Yeah, I mean.
for a
it-
back seat.
Yeah, if you wanted a smaller SUV,
Right. Let's take a look at the back.
perfect. Side steps would be good for little kids getting in and out.
There's a button to the right of the mirror of the camera. Yep.
Oh,
To me, there's a ton of room in the back.
yeah.
Yeah, even with the seats up. And the seats fold back all the way to the front seats. So
yeah.
there's actually more than adequate storage. They've got some tie downs in here also. And you got your little storage pocket there. This looks like a stretchy storage thing where you could put a bag or something in. That's kind of a cool new item that I've seen. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Does come with a shade that's removable so that no one can see the contents of your rear trunk.
I really like it. It's sharp. Look at the exhaust.
You like that? It's like integrated and it's flush. Yeah, I think the back end looks really kind of mean. If you get really low on it with the tires or the way they stick out a little bit. For a compact SUV, it's pretty mean looking. I love this black emblem on the back too. That's very cool.
I like it.
Yep. I think they are 20-inch. Yep, they're 235/50 R20s on the rear. But yeah, that black on the black looks really cool. Thanks, Melissa. Back to work. Of course, a keyless remote. Normal size. It's got corners on it though, which will wear your pockets out over time. It's been my experience. It's really pretty though. You open your tailgate, turn the lights on, unlock and lock it, and panic button. And when you approach the vehicle, it does unlock on its own. This base model comes with heated seats. You can upgrade to cooled seats. It also has heated seats in the back. The E-Pace base comes with 3 memory positions for your memory seats. There's your seat controls. Higher levels do have more options for fine-tuning your seating position. Power windows, of course. Power mirrors. Mirrors are heated. The steering wheel, actually, the new redesigned steering wheel looks a lot like the one in my Project 8. It's got the same shape and all to it. And even the shifter, although it's kind of square and boxy, is similar to the shifter in the Project 8. So that's kind of cool that they carry that in to these SUVs. It does have cup holders in the front. It's got chargers down here in the hole. This is also a 15-watt phone charger for your iPhone that has a signal booster also, which is kind of cool. All right, starting up the E-Pace. Put your foot on the brake. Push your start button. Display comes up. Got the air set on 80 right now for the audio, so I'm sacrificing for you guys. Hope you appreciate it. Okay, so 11.5-inch display in the center, which probably go through all that in a different video, but it does do Apple CarPlay, it does do Android Auto, it has apps such as Spotify, things of that nature. Everything that you would expect in your new luxury cars of today, and it duplicates a lot of the display items on there here in the center console, in the center screen over the steering wheel. The maps were actually really nice on this. It has a few different drive modes, which I'll talk about in depth a little bit more. But if you see down here on the left hand side, when I push this lever forward or pull it backwards to advance them. But the first one is for wet weather, which I tried today, worked just fine. Economy mode, I'll probably never use that, unfortunately. Comfort mode, which I use on the interstate. And then the big surprise was the dynamic, which in the other Jags I've got, like the XKR SGT and the Project 8, there's a big step when you go to the dynamic. Well, there's a big step in here too. If you put this in dynamic, and I think the screen just went red, didn't it? Let's see. Yeah, check it out. So when you go down to, there's your comfort mode. When you go in the dynamic, the screen and all turns red. That's kind of cool. And you put the car in sport, which basically is the shifter lever. There's a button behind it. This is a real natural feel when you grab onto it, but you push the lever in and then you pull it back. I'll show you what happens when I pull it back. See, it's in drive, and then you just tap it back again and it goes into sport mode. So it runs longer in gear and all, and it really has a much sportier feel. Was not overwhelmed when I first got into the car until I found dynamic, and now I'm overwhelmed. It's a lot of fun. Climate controls are super cool, very intuitive. They've got automatic, they'll sync, but you have left and right controls on it. Really not a lot more going on in here. You can take your traction control off here. This is, you push this button and it turns the auto stop off, which I drive mine with it off just because it's that hesitation that I just can't stand. I believe this is a speed limiter, is on all the other Jags, where you can set a high-end speed limit so you don't accidentally speed. It does have a charger down in here. This again is the phone charger spot. Looks like it's got like Jag print on it. That's kind of fun. The steering wheel, really quickly. Right side's all your cruise control operations, heated steering. Not sure what this is. I'll bet that is your lane assist. I'll have to play with that here in a little bit. Speed limiter again, and then your left side controls your phone and then runs you through the menus on your main screens. The paddle shifters are kind of cool in here. They're big, which I like, and they extend to the top and bottom. They feel like they're that same brushed aluminum that's all over the car. It's a really nice accent look to it, but they feel really good. I kind of dig those. Your cameras, you have a heads-up display when it is in. Yep, and that's my forward camera right now. I'll put it in reverse. Here, it's in reverse, so there's your backup camera. But the displays and the cameras are really cool. It's very good resolution on that. Put the car back in park. You can just push the P button. If you shut the car off, here, watch. And it's in drive. If you shut the car off, it just automatically goes into park also. So you don't forget to do that. The Porsche does not do that. It'll let you roll right out of there. The E-Pace also comes with the Meridian sound system. You can see 1, 2, 3 speakers right there. Big one in the center. There's speakers all over this car. The Meridian sound system sounds excellent. A couple other items here. It's so hot in here. You do have your HomeLink garage door controllers right here. Haven't played with these yet. I guess I'll figure that out. Something that seems to be disappearing now is your sunglass holder, but this does have one in here. Won't hold a big set of Oakleys, but it'll hold normal stuff. And then there, your panoramic roof controls. Basically opens and closes the shade, which is really nice though. It's really brightens the car up. Also heats it up. Alrighty, time to drive the 2021 Jag E-Pace. It's the base model. I'm so hot. I'm gonna have to turn this air off. That's gonna be really sad here in just a second. Let's see what happens. Yep, I'll turn it on like as low as I can. And still be on. I'm sure we'll be fine. I always like to start out in dynamic and sport mode because that's the way I roll. And let's see what this thing does. Seat position still set for Melissa a little bit. She's tiny. All right. Again, this is a 4-liter turbo engine, 248 horsepower, which I would consider low on the spectrum generally. That's the auto off function. We're going to turn that off. And we're going to take this for a spin real quick. It feels pretty torquey to me. And it's got a lot of power right off the bat. I mean, this car really feels good. I think you can feel the weight in it for a smaller SUV crossover. It seems to lean on the back end in the direction opposite the curb. You can see it right here. I can feel a lot of the weight sitting on the back left-hand corner right now. But it still seems pretty predictable. The steering wheel, when I initially started driving this, felt a little loosey-goosey, and that was in comfort mode, of course. But I believe that this actually tightens the steering up and all when you put it dynamic. Dynamic really just makes all the difference. In town, it's the only way I would drive it, unless it was wet weather. On the interstate, you might as well just put it in regular drive mode and comfort mode. And there, it's a long distance cruiser, and it does really well. This guy doesn't know I'm here. Fortunately for me, I live in an enthusiast driving area. If you look at the roads that I've got, I'm in the south side of Nashville, but I'm still in the hills. Everybody out here's got big property. It's not really dense with population, so there's plenty of room to stretch your legs a little bit. I'll stop and I'll get us a quick 0 to 60. Look at those brakes. I think there's brakes either need to broken in or they're broke. All right, here we go. I'm flooring it. There's speed limit right there. It feels good. I think it's got plenty of power for the size vehicle it's in. It feels very reactive. It feels dynamic. It's fun to drive. It's fun to drive like the Audi SQ5 is fun to drive, and the Audi SQ5 has got a 6-cylinder supercharger, 6-cylinder turbo, and it's 350 horsepower or so. This has that same nimbly, torquey kind of feel to it. I guess if you got out there and really stretched it out, the Audi would probably be quicker. But this is fun. This is the Jag. It originates from the F-Type. A lot of the inside, if you look at it, a lot of the exterior reminds you of the Jaguar F-Type. Here. Sounds pretty badass too. It's 55. This is really quick. 6.7 seems a little high for me. I think I'm doing better than that. That would be my guess. Or maybe it's a slow car fast feel. It feels like it's quicker than it is. Again, the brakes, I think the brakes are a little light, and I'm not sure that there's not something going on with these brakes. I'll let the dealer know. Yeah, it's definitely got some Jaguar heritage to it. Jags are all about the driving experience. They're not always the fastest cars on the road and not always the best handling on the road, although I'd put the Project 8 and the GT right up there in that category. But they're about enthusiast passion to drive. It's where you get up a little bit earlier to go take the curvy road to work instead of the interstate. That's the kind of feel you get from it. And it's a great place to be in this cabin. I mean, it's all these surfaces. I'm not sure whether it's leather or not. It sure looks like leather, but everything is soft touch. The steering wheel feels great. The steering wheel is definitely leather, but like this armrest, a lot of the times when you get into a regular long distance driving position, you put your arm down, the base of your elbow will start to get sore after a while, as will your other elbow, or like the spots on the outside of your knees when you put them to the outside edge of your driving area. But this feels really comfortable. The surfaces that my body parts are touching feel soft and pliable, so that's nice. And this car is all-wheel drive, so it's great for everyday use. I drove it in wet weather. It was perfectly fine just a little while ago. Probably get to drive it in wet weather in the next 5 minutes or so, the way my day's been going. The back seats probably could be bigger, although this is a smaller crossover SUV. They have larger options. This one you can put 4 people in if you're moving around town and kids for a longer period of time than that. And the storage in the back seems like it's excellent. I'll put it in regular drive mode for a minute. Let you see what that's like. So you just flip this lever forward. Now it's in comfort. And pull the shifter handle back for a second. Now it's in comfort and drive. You can immediately hear the difference in the exhaust, and you can feel the difference in the shift points. There's a big difference. Be interesting to see if I can feel it in the steering wheel. It's a good little chicane right here. Try it in. Oh, no, I'll tell you what, I think I can really tell the difference between comfort and dynamic. On the interstate or a big highway, I'd probably keep it in comfort all day long. But it definitely feels a little squirrelier in comfort mode, and it's certainly, you really have to dig deep into the pedal for it to advance to that next gear. So let's jump it back. Sport mode, dynamic. That's the Jag I know. So 2021 E-Pace, they come in this base model right around I think they say they start at $42,000. It's probably going to be mid 40s, 45, 46 for a decently equipped car. And you can get higher levels up to the P300, which has hybrid availability with an electric powertrain, a supplemental powertrain. There's the wet roads we were talking about. And those will start in the low 50s and will probably get you close to 60 when it's all said and done. But you do get more acceleration and things of that nature, and it's definitely better appointed. The base model on the safety side comes with that does not come with all of the driver intervention stuff that the next couple bases do, according to the Jag website. This one here, it looks like it's got lane keep assist to me. I assume that's what it is. I can see it here on the dash, so I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Let's see if it does anything. Yep. Oh, actually, it's active. Okay, so I'll take that back. It does have lane keep assist on it, and I think I could take my hands off the steering wheel for a second, and it should bounce me back and forth into the lane. Although I'm not going to trust it with these crappy white lines out here. Well, that's good to know. If you're like me, if you've driven cars that have lane keep assist, like my Denali pickup has it, and then you jump into a sports car and it doesn't have it, sometimes you'll just stray right across the lane because you get lazy about it. It's almost better not to have it. But not in actuality, though, I think it keeps you out of trouble. The cameras, while we're talking about safety stuff, the rear parking camera, the 360-degree overhead camera, and the front cameras are excellent. Have I not covered anything? I think I've touched on just about everything. All the infotainment is new for this year. It's a lot different than the last year. The last year had a pair of like dual analog dials in the center and all. This is now all fully electronic. This comes with the E-Pace has an available Connect app for your phone that lets you check your car's status, lock the car, start the car, things of that nature with your telephone. I got it for the Project 8, so I'll probably be able to show a screenshot of what that looks like. But that's really handy. It will tell you if you left a door unlocked or a door open. I actually got a message, I believe, from my phone that told me that I had the back gate on the back trunk on the E-Type open on the Project 8. Sorry, I have a few Jags. I start to get them mixed up. Feel that. Look at that. It's got a 6,000 RPM rev line, and in dynamic and sport mode, it runs all the way up to 5,500 before it changes gears. Thing really feels good. This is fun. I don't feel like I'm missing my sports car during the weekday if I'm driving something like this. Melissa seemed to really like it too. We haven't owned a Jag SUV before. We've had a lot of experience with Porsche and Audi. I have driven an F-Pace before, and I drove the prototype of the I-Pace. But I'm really impressed with this. I like the smaller cars. This has a great turning radius also. It just about turns around on the rear wheels. I could almost turn it around in an oversized 2-lane road. And so I assume it's going to be extremely easy to park also, especially with the visibility on the cameras. Jag Warranties. Jag comes with 5 years, 60,000 mile warranty, and it includes the regularly scheduled maintenance, which I believe is the best in market for warranties for luxury cars. So that should take some of the fear out of having to dish out for some expensive repairs or expensive maintenance, at least for 60,000 miles. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this review of the 2021 Jaguar E-Pace. Love the truck, very cool, kind of a good substitution for a sports car during the week. Would have to recommend it. So, thanks for joining us, Full Octane Garage. If you don't mind, please leave a comment down below. Would you buy one of these? Or if you did not want one of these, what would you look at? And give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and check us out on Facebook and Instagram. And also you can check out Driving with Melissa on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So thanks for joining us at the Fallout 10 Garage. We'll see you soon.